The letter came in a crisp white envelope, stamped with the HOA's logo. Inside, the message was blunt. The homeowner's driveway was dirty and unacceptable. They demanded it be cleaned immediately or face fines. The homeowner stared at the words, confused. The concrete wasn't perfect, but it looked like every other driveway in the neighborhood. It wasn't cracked, unsafe, or covered in debris, just normal wear and tear. But the HOA wasn't interested in normal. Their mission was control, and this time they had picked the wrong battle. The driveway wasn't going anywhere, but a plan was forming. The homeowner walked outside and examined the driveway again. Sure, a few oil spots and faint stains from years of parking were visible, but nothing outrageous. Other driveways nearby looked worse. One neighbor had weeds pushing through cracks, another had paint splatters, yet only this house had been targeted. The unfairness stung. It wasn't about cleanliness, it was about intimidation. The board loved flexing authority with vague violations. Most people quietly obeyed to avoid trouble. This time compliance felt wrong. Instead of frustration, a sense of mischief bubbled up. They wanted the driveway power washed, they were going to get a show. The homeowner rented a pressure washer and tested it on a small corner. The grime lifted instantly, leaving the concrete bright and new underneath. The tool was powerful, satisfying, and it sparked an idea. Instead of cleaning the entire driveway as the HOA demanded, why not create something else? Something that technically fulfilled the order, but also mocked the absurdity of the complaint. With a grin, the plan solidified. This wasn't about defiance alone. It was about proving a point. If the HOA wanted clean, they would get it, but not in the way they expected. As the water blasted across the surface, shapes began to take form. First, simple arcs, then lines connected. Slowly, a giant smiley face appeared in the middle of the driveway, perfectly clear. It's perfectly visible and perfectly clean. The contrast between the bright, washed concrete and the darker, untouched areas made the image pop like artwork. Neighbors walking by paused and laughed, snapping photos. Kids pointed at it with delight. The homeowner stood back proudly, admiring the playful rebellion. The driveway wasn't dirty anymore. It was a canvas. And this smiley face was the boldest message the HOA could ever receive. The reaction was immediate. Karen, the board's loudest enforcer, marched down the street, clipboard in hand. She stood at the edge of the driveway, fuming. Technically, the concrete was cleaned. The letter had been obeyed. But this wasn't what she envisioned. She muttered about community standards and stormed back to the board. Meanwhile, the neighbors couldn't get enough. Photos of the driveway circulated in local group chats. Soon, people were joking about what designs they might add to their own yards. What was meant to be a punishment had turned into entertainment, and the HOA's grip was loosening. At the next HOA meeting, the board argued about how to respond. Some wanted to fine the homeowner for mockery. Others admitted no rule had been broken. The driveway was, in fact, clean. The bylaws said nothing about patterns, artwork, or pressure washer graffiti. Their authority hit a wall. If they pushed harder, it could backfire and invite even more rebellion. Once the board was trapped by their own vague rules. Meanwhile, the homeowner sat back, amused. All it took was water and creativity to show the cracks in the HOA's so-called power. The homeowner doubled down. Over the next weekend, more designs appeared. A peace sign, a giant thumbs up, even a cartoon sun. Each image was cheerful, lighthearted, and completely within the rules. The neighborhood buzzed with laughter and curiosity while the HOA simmered in silence. What started as one complaint had transformed into an art gallery of pressure-washed defiance. Even local social media pages picked up the story, celebrating the creativity. The homeowner wasn't just cleaning a driveway anymore. They were leading a movement, one design at a time. And the HOA's silence spoke volumes. Weeks later, the smiley face still greeted everyone who passed by. The HOA never issued another notice about the driveway. Neighbors began treating the homeowner like a folk hero, inspired by their clever response. Some even tried their own driveway art, filling the block with unexpected designs. The HOA, once feared, looked powerless and petty. The homeowner reflected on how close they had come to simply scrubbing the driveway clean and moving on. Instead, a little creativity had turned control into comedy. The message was clear. Sometimes the best way to fight back is with a smile.